Open frame printers have challenges, so today we're unboxing Phrozen's Mega Enclosure. This is non-sponsored content. We purchased this unit ourselves to help with stability and safety. And initial thoughts? This thing is massive. Let's get into it. Alright, let's talk about this enclosure and why it's important to us. Phrozen describes the Mega Enclosure as pet-friendly, and in a studio like ours, where printers run for long hours and 4 very curious cats supervise everything, that actually matters to us. This isn't just about keeping a printer contained, it's about managing heat, fumes, and moving parts in a space that's shared with a family, and furry coworkers who absolutely believe this is their studio too. So today, we're starting right at the beginning, the unboxing. We're going to take this out piece by piece, see how it's packed, how solid everything feels, and whether this enclosure looks like it's built for real-world use, not just a spec sheet. And along the way, we'll let our management team weigh in. Early feedback appears to be cautiously optimistic. But at the end of this build, we'll know whether the Phrozen Mega Enclosure actually earns its place in our studio, and whether it passes inspection for most important reviewers in the room. The directions printed right on the outside of the box were actually super helpful for getting everything opened cleanly. Nothing felt confusing or rushed, which is always appreciated with something this large. At this point, we're separating the cardboard and protective packaging from the enclosure parts, while Momo supervises. Very important work. And here we're unboxing the humidity sensor that comes with the enclosure. It's a nice touch for keeping an eye on conditions inside. Just a quick heads up though, batteries aren't included. And on to more unboxing. Most of the printers in our studio are already fully enclosed, and we're careful about only printing materials that are pet friendly when it comes to fumes. But as the channel has grown, we've started working with more open frame printers, and materials that really benefit from a controlled environment and proper ventilation. That's where an enclosure like this makes sense. The Phrozen Mega Enclosure isn't just about size, it's about creating a dedicated space where heat, airflow, and containment can be managed properly without having to redesign the entire studio. And with that being said, we do need to make a little room to start assembling this Mega Enclosure. One thing that's really nice here is that the enclosure is designed to work directly with Phrozen's Air Purifier Max. It uses magnetic vent ports, which makes alignment and installation surprisingly straightforward. The magnets are a small detail, but they're actually a really thoughtful touch. Everything lines up cleanly without forcing parts into place. Now we're starting to unfold the enclosure, and this is where you really begin to understand the size of it. Once it's laid out, the footprint becomes immediately clear. This is a large enclosure, and it's designed to be. One of the first things I'm noticing in this is the Velcro. The strips are wide, they feel substantial, and they look like they're going to hold together well once everything's in place. It's a small detail, but on something this big, having fastening points that actually feel secure makes a difference. During assembly, there's a QR code that you can scan with your phone that takes you directly to the instructions. I referenced those instructions several times throughout the setup, and they were genuinely helpful, especially for confirming orientation and order as everything comes together. The bottom panel is a really nice touch. A lot of enclosures out there, including one I already own, don't include this. Without a sealed or insulated bottom, heat and fumes can escape underneath instead of being properly contained and managed. Even though you can't really see it on camera because the enclosure blocks the view, the Velcro strips are going together really well. They overlap at the edges, which helps improve containment once everything's sealed up. That overlap is important. It reduces gaps where heat and airflow could escape, and it makes the enclosure feel more intentional instead of loosely wrapped together. And now we'll turn the unit around and grab the humidity sensor. As soon as that happens, Riley decides to swing by. His curiosity is officially stirred by this new arrival in the studio. We'll get the sensor set in place so we can keep an eye on the conditions inside the enclosure. Oh, and find some batteries. Now we're unboxing the LED lights that are included with the enclosure. Phrozen advertises these as UV-free LED lights, and once you see them up close it makes sense why. The orange film over the LEDs is there to filter out UV light. That filter is what keeps the lighting safe for use inside the enclosure. So this part is important. Do not remove the orange film if you need lights to remain UV-free. It might be tempting to peel it off for brightness, but that film is doing a job, and it's meant to stay in place. Now you get your first glimpse inside the enclosure as we install the LED lights. The lights themselves are held in place with Velcro strips on the inside of the enclosure, which makes positioning and adjustment really straightforward. And this is where the pet inspection truly begins. Riley joins us to verify the enclosure bottom is installed correctly and personally inspects all the edges. Very thorough. No shortcuts allowed. And be honest, did you click on this video expecting to see a full-grown man inside this enclosure with a cat in there too? Let us know in the comments. With the inspection passed, Riley takes off, and we finish installing the LED lights. Now the true pet test begins, as our furry management team starts testing the enclosure's durability. But really, the most important inspection is this. Can it function as part of the employee lounge? Early results are very promising. In one final test, Riley wants to know if it can be a sled.
And that's our unboxing of the Phrozen Mega Enclosure. Straight out of the box, our cats couldn't wait to get their paws on it, so it's really pet friendly, and we're super excited to find it a very large home here in the studio. If you found this video useful, hit that like button. Drop a comment for your favorite cat cameo, and until next time, be glorious.